Anthony Joshua in the unfamiliar position of walking first after his first professional loss. His legacy absolutely on the line here tonight. Not just if he can bounce back after a loss, but does he have the fortitude to dig deep and find the resolve that was missing late in that fight, June 1st in New York City. He faced adversity in that fight. He was unable to recover. Some say he was concussed in the third round by that Andy Ruiz hook. But if he can't come back impressively here tonight, many will say it's because when he reaches of lack of training, indifference in this training camp, or is just Andy Ruiz being Andy Ruiz? He did seem to fall into all those cliched trappings of success. A big victory tour, exotic luxury cars. Conspicuous consumption of food and medicinal lifestyle, and then he comes in 16 pounds heavier. Here now are the MGM Resorts live odds, and as of right now, this is real time. Anthony Joshua is the betting favorite. What we thought was pretty much a 50-50 fight, even this time around. When the weight came in, what it was, you would think it would have tipped in Joshua's favor, and it seems to have done just that. Tremendous atmosphere here tonight. The rain has stopped. The fans are here. Michael Buffer is ready, and we're ready for the heavyweight championship of the world. Likely afternoon where you are. It is nearing midnight here. There is drama, there is tension, and both combatants are ready to go.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we honor challenger and champion with their respective national anthems. First, the national anthem for the United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem for the United States of America.
al sonoro rugire del
as well. They said it's worked fantastically. 3 voices with Rob leading it.
Yeah, well, I think Robert's the guy talking there. And it's just keep it on the end of that. You see the jab of Ruiz, the double jab knocking the head back of Joshua. But again, feinting the jab and landing that left hook. Joshua's boxing well here. He's keeping it at a good rate. He's got to be careful because Ruiz is dangerous behind that double jab as well. And he's going to look to bring that right hand in too.
WBA Super, IBO, WBO and also the IBO heavyweight titles on the line. This was the round in Madison Square Garden where it exploded into life. Remember, Anthony Joshua knocking down Andy Ruiz and then being caught in the fire fest himself with a left hook to the temple. And that bewildered him and he never really recovered and Ruiz took him apart.
Ruiz looks the guy who's more flustered with the cut. He looks the guy who's in more of a rush and a panic now. AJ's still sticking to his game plan. Fleet-footed, as I said before, and he's got to stick to this game plan. He may not enjoy doing this, Adam and Matt, but he has to do this. This is the approach he has to take in this fight.
Very light on his feet, Joshua, but we know how quick Ruiz is when he breaks the distance down, and especially with that jab. Watch the body shots as well of Ruiz, who will look to throw plenty of leather. But what about that weight he's carrying?
To be so careful pulling out with his chin up there. His right hand needs to be tight to his face, and he's got to be thinking about what's coming at him on the way out, Adam.
He's starting so well here, Joshua. He's just got to keep this going. He's got to box a very disciplined fight. Cannot afford to lose concentration or get complacent. Listen to Rob McCracken in the corner. He was giving him correct advice in between rounds. Because you're boxing well. Keep him on the end of that jab. When you finish punching, get off to the sides.
As you know, Matt, when you're going through a fight like this and you're the one in control of the pace, you never tire. You're in control, so you don't feel the pace. And I feel this is at Anthony Joshua's pace, and the slower feet of Ruiz are really struggling to get into range of Anthony Joshua and land anything. But what I don't like is he can't allow Ruiz to keep creeping in. He's got to get his respect, which I feel he got in that first round with a heavy right hand, but he can't allow him to keep creeping in like he is now. He's got to sting him and make him feel it.
Ruiz has used Michael Hunter for plenty of rounds of sparring because he believed Joshua would come in light and look to box on the back foot, as he is at times here. Joshua has had a string of sparring partners, including Derek Chisora, who's ringside, Brian Jennings, Andrew Tabiti. He's given them a lot of credit for the shape and focus he's in.
So far he's boxing the perfect fight. He's boxing, lovely jab, keeping it long, landing long, hard, straight right hand, lead left hook. This is good work from Joshua. He doesn't need to get involved in any medium distance stuff. Don't go into any exchanges. Keep it long and keep moving. He's doing the right thing.
Beautiful left hook to the body at the end of that combination, and a really relaxed feel to Joshua.
Canelo Alvarez is here, middleweight champion of the world and light heavyweight titleist. Alexander Usyk, unified, undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, now a top 10 heavyweight. Amir Khan is here. He has fought in Saudi Arabia just months ago. As Saudi Arabia now welcomes in the biggest sporting event in its history. Round number 4. Chris Mannix, you have it all for Joshua?
Yeah, all 3 rounds for Anthony Joshua. The jab is his most effective weapon so far in this fight. While Ruiz is probing, he still hasn't landed any significant big shots.
Ruiz is stalking, but he's not jabbing his way in. He's just following Joshua, and that's the reason he's not being successful.
Again, this is a legacy fight, mostly for Anthony Joshua, because he submitted in that fight, Sergio. And where you have to answer is not by some sort of fake toughness, but by training and being prepared and showing your resolve every day in the gym.
And it's a hard thing to do when you've been so successful all your life, from winning a gold medal to unifying the titles, doing what you muscular. But he stopped all that, and he just concentrated on boxing. And that's why he's looking so nice right now. Boxing, moving around the ring, utilizing the sweet science.
And look, this is a man that was able to climb off the deck against Vladimir Klitschko. So earlier, several tens of millions of dollars ago, he did show that resolve. And right now, he is showing it tactically in the ring against the man who took his title.
Subtle feints and hard punching by Anthony Joshua. Right now, Andy Ruiz is trying to close the distance with no jab. Very difficult to do against a fighter that's boxing and moving laterally.
Snapping jab from Joshua, landing on Ruiz's face. Just at the moment, we saw kind of that signature three-punch combination from Ruiz, where he's very, very dangerous. Good jab by Ruiz. Let's go to Claudia Trejos. Claudia?
Thank you, BK. Robert Barkekin is very clear. He wants AJ to move fast, move quick, keep the angles, throw the jab, maintain the distance, but make it quick. Use the feint in order to cut the distance and then go for the jugular. Back to you.
Claudia, thank you. That right hand just buzzing across the face of Ruiz. Just missed. But that is dangerous.
Joshua went for the jugular with that right hand right there. Just barely missed.
Joshua landing with the hook, showing a good repertoire, but he's been patient. Again, it's difficult to be patient round after round. That takes confidence. It takes an enormous amount of skill. Canelo Alvarez was able to do that against Sergey Kovalev. We thought, hey, when are you going to start winning this fight? And then when he found the time was right, he put Kovalev away.
That's a great comparison right there, because right now that might be Andy Ruiz's strategy. I don't know if it is or not, but right now I give the edge to Anthony Joshua's game plan.
Hey, what did we see for a full decade, Sergio? Another good jab from Joshua. Floyd Mayweather saying, take him into deep water and drown him. It's not going to happen all at once. Take your time. Joshua starts to up the ante.
Joshua punching with intent right now. Threw an uppercut on the inside and a double left hook. They all missed, but I love the fact that he tried it.
He goes back to moving. Ruiz is always dangerous. Chopping right hand by Ruiz. Remember, he hit him with a hook behind the ear. Changed the whole equation. Back in the garden. He tries again. And on the clinch, he keeps punching.
I love that by Andy Ruiz. Punching in the clinch. Let the referee separate you. Great ending to the round for Andy Ruiz.
At AutoZone, batteries are kind of our thing. After our free testing, turns out she just needed new cables. This guy, just a fresh charge. And for them, it was time for a change. Welcome to America's #1 battery destination. Getting the job done just got easier.
Hey guys, if you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, you can now get treated anywhere. Like here, even here. Okay, maybe not there. That's why we built Roman. So it's easy to get ED meds prescribed online delivered to your door. Just visit GetRoman.com, chat with a U.S. licensed physician, and if treatment is right for you, you'll get genuine medication delivered in discreet packaging. Get started with your free online visit at GetRoman.com/TV.
Between rounds, we got to see the replays. And Sergio, that is a very dangerous right hand from Ruiz behind the ear of Anthony Joshua, given what we saw back in June when he hit him with that hook behind the ear. And Anthony Joshua was never the same that night.
And that's why I told you I love the way he closed that show, because he needs to remind Joshua of him getting hurt from the last fight. And those chopping right hands on the inside will do it.
Anthony Joshua able to outland Andy Ruiz 10-8 in punches in that round. But in the ring generalship, you just got to see Joshua taking command, and Chris Mannix has given all 4 rounds so far to the challenger, Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, I thought Andy Ruiz did some interesting things at the end.
Choosing his spots here. Anthony Joshua just got to remain disciplined, everything off the jab, and continue the most important thing in this fight is he continues to dictate the range. He cannot let this fight get up close.
Blood trickles down the left eye of Andy Ruiz Jr., who's got some puffiness under both of them. Good work there from Joshua. A little bit of blood around the left ear of the man from Watford. Ruiz with the hopes of Mexico behind him, the first ever Mexican heavyweight champion. His good friend Canelo at ringside. So many willing him on.
I think think he will start feeling the pace. And to be totally honest, Andy Ruiz had a good last round, but he forced the pace a lot more. He's actually now slowed down again, and his feet just are not quick enough to get close enough to Anthony Joshua in this round.
Is that because of the extra stone he's put on since New York?
Well, I think he hasn't got the quickest feet anyway, but there's certainly the extra stone.
From Joshua, so he's had a good chin, Ruiz, only the one knockdown, and that was in their last fight.
Very disciplined display from Anthony Joshua. Even on the inside, he's not stupid enough and foolish enough to make the same mistakes again. And just keeping it long.
His jab's been brilliant tonight. His jab's been absolutely spot on, and even that knee left hook when he fakes the jab.
I just think Andy Ruiz is so wary of getting there. Them jabs are hitting, and I think that, as I say, at this kind of distance, Anthony Joshua is a brilliant boxer. Athletic, aesthetically, everything's great. Andy Ruiz has to make this fight a real dogfight to stand any chance of doing the incredible thing that he done on June the 1st.
An intriguing and so important rematch here in the world heavyweight division. Deontay Wilder knocking out Luis Ortiz when everything was going wrong for him over 6 rounds in Vegas a couple of weeks ago. Looks like he'll fight Tyson Fury on February the 22nd. Anthony Joshua, well, that left hand's been a bit of a wand tonight.
Jab's been brilliant. Faking the jab, hooking up the jab, then doubling up on the jab. Absolutely brilliant, the jab tonight. His movement's been good. He's been nice and relaxed. He has generally tied Ruiz up when they've come together. Yeah, Ruiz had a good 4th round towards the end, but all in all, Joshua boxing really well.
He's been studying Larry Holmes. I think that's what he's been doing.
Studying Larry Holmes, studying Lennox Lewis. Great names, great fighters. And Joshua trying to prove he can become one of the greats. We know he's very, very good. Former world heavyweight champion. Unifying belts, those great nights with Vladimir Klitschko. And Joseph Parker, of course, when he won the WBO title. Then he went 12 rounds for the first time. Oh, and Ruiz just beating into the punch there. Back comes Joshua with a right hand. Action warming up in the second.
Yeah, Joshua landed a really solid uppercut. He landed a hard right hand as well. Ruiz landed a good left hook too. Good, nice exchange here. Action really eyeing up here in the 6th round.
It's amazing the difference it can make when you really genuinely believe a man can hit you. Because that left hook landed clean. That was very similar to the shot that got him wobbled on June the 1st, and he's took it. I know he slipped the tongue out, which I don't like because you don't want to emotionally invested in this fight. But he seemed like, I proved a point to you there, Andy. You've nailed me, and I took it.
Both have acclimatized well over here. Joshua's been here a fortnight, Ruiz 10 days. The cool night air now late in Saudi Arabia. And Anthony Joshua circling around, utilising those skills. Andy Ruiz Jr. just waiting for another burst, aren't you, where he really starts forcing the pace because he's got to be behind here.
Yeah, way behind. Joshua really in a nice rhythm. His confidence is up. He's boxing beautifully. The jab. On point, his movement's good. Ruiz struggling to pin it down because the movement of Joshua is so good, but you know, he will get to him, he will have patches, he will have successes, and it's just how Joshua deals with that. Up to now, he's dealt with it brilliantly.
Right to the body from Ruiz. Has got a few home, but not quite as many as he had by this stage. Joshua in a lack of head movement from Ruiz. Who just nods an appreciation there. And Joshua boxing beautifully behind his jab.
It's this style of boxing that's seen him to the gold medal in London the 2012. It's the fleet-footed, the slick movements, and the lovely straight shots that won him that Olympic gold.
And we spoke earlier, Tony, the most pressure Joshua has been under since that Olympic final.
Definitely, and tonight he will have felt, and everybody else feels, his career is on the line, and that can... That can ignite the beast within. careful of yourself. And so far, this is what it looks like. This is a masterclass from Anthony Joshua. He's patient, he's picking his shots. That's four from Andy Ruiz. He pulls the man down, bats him in the body. But listen,
That's frustration from Ruiz.
it is, but all it's there in war, Adam. You know, you have to be prepared for these things to happen. It's amazing amount of concentration Anthony Joshua is showing here.
That's a weary walk back to the corner from Andy Ruiz Jr., who must be getting annoyed that he hasn't managed to make a dent. There's a big gulp of air as he sits on the stool.
There's that left hook at him. He banks the jab, lead left hook, bang on the chin. Beautiful punch. I mean, up to now, it's been pretty much a punch-perfect display from Anthony Joshua. Yes, Ruiz has had a few moments here and there. You know, I gave him the fourth because he finished so strongly and landed some good shots. But through 6 rounds, it's been all Anthony Joshua, really. It's been a brilliant display. His tactics have been spot on, and he's just got to keep this going now.
Canelo smiles because he knows he's on the big screen, but he wasn't before. He was worried for his compatriot.
Yeah, he has to be. Ruiz, he's being dominated, he's being outboxed, he's cuts, he's been hurt a couple of times. Joshua boxing absolutely brilliantly. He's just got to keep this going now.
What's impressing me is how disciplined he is when landing a clean, hard shot. Everyone he hits so far this year, he jumps on them. It's only once he showed this disciplined approach, and that was against Joseph Parker.
Second half of this compelling and fascinating rematch at round number 7, when Anthony Joshua's world fell apart just off Broadway in early June. But it doesn't at the moment look like that's happening all over again. There was the threat of lightning earlier, Matt, and at the moment it doesn't look like lightning will strike twice, but Andy Ruiz Jr. dangerous for as long as he's in there.
Yeah, he's still dangerous. He's stalking Joshua, who's trying to cut the ring up. Doesn't have quick enough feet really to get to Joshua just now, but you know, we're only in the 7th round here. Fatigue might set in later on, and maybe he does get close to Joshua, maybe he catches him and hurts him. Still a long way to go yet. Joshua has to stay focused.
Ruiz being ticked off by very experienced referee Luis Pavon for around the back of the head punch. Joshua just seemed to me to be planting his feet a bit more for a couple of those right hands. He let go. He's softening Ruiz up. Will he try and take him out, or will he box his way through the 12 rounds and just settle for the points win? Ruiz has got to go for it more now, hasn't he?
He's spot on, Adam. He is planning. He wants to hear Ruiz. I really think he wants to stop him in his tracks because he won't enjoy moving this much, and it will end up fatiguing you know, as the rough rounds go on. So he knows he can hurt Andy Ruiz.
Right hand from Ruiz when he gets close, and he can get that hand speed off. It does spell a bit of danger for Joshua on the inside. Looking for the right hand, Joshua. Oh, and it turns into a touch of toe-to-toe. And that's what Ruiz will want here.
If he ties him up, that's the experience, that's what... They came together, he tied him up, and the referee breaks them. He didn't get involved in a shootout, he didn't go into an exchange.
I think he's feeling the pace here a little bit, Anthony Joshua. And I think, you know, the second win will be coming within these next couple of rounds, and he's just going to have to see this round out and go and get his green down.
Just talking to Ruiz in there and backing his heart, Anthony Joshua. Ruiz, of course, who went 12 rounds with Joseph Parker. And he fights in spits. He trains in bursts as well back home in California, so you just don't know when another good shot will come out. Right hand from Joshua.
You know, then he ties Ruiz up, and that's the smart thing to do. That's what Robert Cracker told him to do. Don't be getting caught in that medium distance exchange. Don't be hooking with a hooker. When you get close, tie him up, and that's what he's been doing, and that's good for Joshua.
What a setting. What a time it's been here. And the stage, we believe, gentlemen, belongs to Anthony Joshua. How are you scoring it?
I have it 69-64. Anthony Joshua had him only losing the fourth round so far, and even that Anthony Joshua could have won. I just gave it. He looked like he stole that last round in the last 20 seconds with a flurry.
Yeah, and I've got it exactly the same, and I've seen it exactly the same, and I'd be shocked if anyone could see it any differently.
I agree with him. I think in this fight, they have to stand a chance.
Another right hand to the body from Ruiz. This is a better round for the Californian as he just attempts to get inside on the right hand there, and Joshua just unsteady, and here comes Andy Ruiz Jr. Now what will Joshua do? Will he fight fire with fire, or will he try and stick to the jab and move tactics?
He's trying to hold on him. It's clever. He just needs to create that distance again now and be clean from the outside. That's very good from
Joshua. That's good from Joshua. Mixing the jab up, head out body, and then getting back on his bike. Starting to stand in front of Ruiz. Ruiz looking for the right hand to the body.
The legs are strong, and I'm going to be honest, guys, Ruiz is getting more and more frustrated as the round passes. He's got one big hurrah in him, Andy Ruiz, I'm pretty sure of it. I don't think this is it right now, but I do think it's going to come.
Right and a left from Ruiz. I still think he's dangerous. Tony, Joshua, just all at sea there and holds on. Better from Ruiz, much better.
I give Ruiz that round. That's the second round he's won in this fight for me, and he wins it purely because he roughs Anthony up close, and it's just, I don't think, yes, he's landed two hard punches in there. AJ lands more hard punches, but they didn't have the effect that Andy Ruiz's punches had, in my opinion.
And there was a slight worry again of the vulnerability and the way the defence is just come apart at times.
Yeah, and I think he was okay actually by the shots, but I just think there's a little bit of panic on him when it happens. I think Ruiz letting that shots go. I think maybe a bit of demons from June first got flooded back a little bit. There's a little bit of panic, but ultimately he ties him up, he survives the moment, and he gets back on the jab, and you see Canelo there cheering Ruiz on.
What worried me, Matt, was his eagerness to engage, because he wanted to really engage there. He didn't. That's his pride.
Andy Ruiz Jr. getting closer, getting success. It's happened much later in the fight than many would have thought. We felt he'd really go for it. He said it was round 8 at the beginning of the night. Just take off where he left off in the garden, but he's getting going in the latter parts of this fight. Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua under the cosh, under pressure in the 8th round. Screaming at Joshua, Manny Robles, and Andy Ruiz, his father over there, calling for Ruiz to really take the fight to Joshua now.
But again, you see Joshua there, when they came together, he just grabbed hold quickly, tied him up, and the ref waited back, came in and broke them. He didn't do that on June 1st. The June 1st, when he got hurt, he tried to exchange, he tried to trade, and he wasn't in a position to trade and exchange, and got hurt, and what happened. There, he had the discipline to grab a hold of Ruiz and nullify the situation.
Some people said he was silly to go into an immediate rematch as Ruiz clubs him again with a couple of hooks.
Ruiz is struggling to make up the ground here. The distance is being made bigger by Anthony Joshua, and he's more relaxed because he's further away from Ruiz. I also think Ruiz is wary now himself. He's felt a number of heavy shots tonight.
Yeah, he's been nailed with several hard shots, straight right hands, even stiff hard jabs. He's snapped the head back of Ruiz, he's felt them. But he's still pressing forward. There's only one way Ruiz can win this fight, and that's to keep coming forward.
Joshua's come in almost a stone lighter than he did in New York, and that was to box his way home. Body shots as well, as he's still got the same power, Joshua. And Ruiz being heavier, and if he's got the conditioning, he's going to be closing that gap and still unleashing leather right the way through. Take loose on the left glove of Ruiz.
He's swinging every time AJ gets a post and tries to hold. He's looking to counter with the huge right hand over the top. He's not throwing heavy shots in this range here. He's waiting until Anthony tries to hold him or tie him up.
Beautiful. Nothing worked from Joshua.
That's what I'm saying.
Ruiz with the right hand, and then Joshua has to give ground here in the ninth.
Every time AJ goes to hold, he's slinging the right hand on Ruiz, and AJ's got to be careful.
Yeah, 'cause you know what? Joshua's hit Ruiz full-blooded shots here, clean, hard shots, and Ruiz has just shook his head, so we know he's got a pretty solid chin. He can take the shot, so I think Joshua's just going to stick to the game plan and box his way to a decision here.
Ruiz's cut's getting worse again. The blood's flowing from his left eye, and AJ's boxing brilliantly so far. He's sticking to the game plan. He's been so disciplined on the inside. The only thing I would worry about is that when he holds, and as he's coming out, Ruiz is not wasting any time or waiting for the referee to say break. He's just slinging that right hand over the top.
Anthony's father nervous at ringside, of course. His mum made the journey as well, the close family. There'll be plenty as well back home in North London and in Nigeria, where he spent some time after the first fight just to reassess his world and remind himself that it's not just about boxing, but then he knuckled down, and this training camp looks like it's paying off.
Oh, he's gone back to basics, gone back to boxing training, less strength and conditioning, lost some bulk of the body, done a lot more sparring, a lot more pad work, and he's boxing really, really well.
And Andy's mum, who's come over, that tight-knit Mexican-American family, has 5 kids at home. He's even got one called AJ, Andy Ruiz Jr. Both the dads, both are lovely guys out of the ring. Huge respect between the pair in the build-up. It's been a fascinating and fantastic few weeks. And at the moment, in the ring where it matters, Anthony Joshua has won many more rounds, but Andy Ruiz Jr. still strong and still a threat.
Yeah, still dangerous, Ruiz. Landed a right hand there. He's walking forward. He's clever. He's patient. You know, he's trying to jab his way in. He's landed some good straight right hands to the body as well. He's got very fast hands, Ruiz. So Joshua's got to stay very sharp here.
AJ can't allow himself to be backed up to the ropes. Andy Ruiz is trying to lay a plan here, and he's just needs to get, and then there it is. He's trying to get him to lean on them ropes, and then he wants to explode.
That's where he needs to be. Get back into that center of the ring. Get up the ropes, back into the center of the ring. And
angles every time, man.
Absolutely.
No straight lines, just angles as he comes out. By coming out on the angle, he doesn't allow himself to be caught by that big right hand. It's a swing, it comes over the top, he throws him straight, he goes the body. By going back in a straight line, you can be caught with that right hand. But by coming out on the angle, if he goes pivots to his right, he comes away from it.
Jab again from Joshua. Discipline and control for the most tonight from Joshua.
This was the display, Adam, a scream from high heavens for him, because this is what he was capable of doing. He's done this against Parker. It shows when Anthony Joshua has genuine fear going into a fight, he will show the opponent the respect, and this is what he's doing.
This is an even better performance than Parker, because Parker didn't really fancy it, in my opinion. He was happy to do the 12 rounds. Ruiz is coming for it here. This is a better performance from Anthony Joshua.
Yep, I think it really is. I think it's a terrific performance. There is still time left, but at the moment, all the British fans back home watching will be mightily impressed with the poise that Anthony Joshua has shown tonight, executing the game plan.
I fully agree. I think it's such a different discipline side he's shown. As I said in the Parker fight, this guy isn't lying down. This guy is coming to win. He's giving it everything he's got. He's just not able to make up the ground with defeat. Joseph Parker, after round 3, was happy to be in.
sort of a boxing performance. You've worked at this every single day in the gym in the last 10 weeks.
He's gone back to the drawing board, back to basics, the long hair.
Look at how relaxed he was. It's the end of round. That is the end of round now. We're into round 10. At the end of round 10. Yes, that's the end of round 10. Anthony Joshua, has he ever looked as relaxed? Has he ever looked as fit and as sleek as he's looking now? It once again, I clarify, and it shows everybody out there that this guy is an unbelievable athlete. An unbelievable athlete, because how many heavyweights do you know that can box and move and not be blowing out the backside after 10 rounds?
And you know what, Tony, all going well.
What about this corner? What can they do in the last couple of rounds?
I still expect that last hurrah. I still don't think he's emptied the tank. I really, genuinely, this guy has got it in him to empty the tank.
Not as many twists and turns or high-octane drama as we had in New York. But Anthony Joshua boxing steadily. Here comes Andy Ruiz. These fast hands, can he get a few combinations off late on in the fight here to rattle Joshua?
I think the good thing for Joshua, what he's doing is he's not allowing Ruiz to pin him on the ropes or trap him in the corner. His movement is brilliant. You see him there getting off the ropes back into the centre of the ring. You know, his mobility has been absolutely brilliant. And like I say, that's a testament to that. He's coming down lighter and his movement so much better. His jab's good as well.
His legs have been tip-top tonight, haven't they? Obviously, the running and the boxing and dropping the weights and also his mentality too, the psychology. Treating this as a job, a 12-round business execution.
Brilliant and technically shown things tonight that improvements on his game. But, you know, this people might not like to see what he's just done there, but this is part of boxing, and he's showing that he's educating himself, he's improving his game all the time, and the weaknesses that he had, he's addressed. So that is the massive thing with boxing.
Tony, sometimes you have to tie someone up. That's the right thing to do, and it was then, and that's what he did. He didn't do that on June 1st. He went into a shootout, he exchanged, he was hurt, his pride kicked in, he didn't know where he was throwing shots back. You know, tonight he's boxed absolutely brilliant, with great discipline.
Right to the body from Andy Ruiz, who's got so much pride and heart and guts, and he'll keep trying to the end. Has he been disappointing tonight, or is it just Joshua's been brilliant?
Not at all. I don't think Andy Ruiz has been disappointing. This is Andy Ruiz when he's been trained for properly. This is Andy Ruiz when you know what he can do, how dangerous he can be. So, you know, don't get me wrong, Andy Ruiz is a very good fighter, and take nothing away from him. He deserved to win on June 1st, because he went in with a man who had no fear of his punch. Power. And come a cropper because of that.
Exquisite boxing still, late on in this fight from Anthony Joshua. And look how fresh he looks.
Yeah, bouncing up on his toes, popping the jab out. And you know what, that's really frustrating for Ruiz. Ruiz looks frustrated there. He's not been able to get to Joshua, not really been able to cut the ring off and pin him down. Joshua stayed nimble on his feet, very agile. See him again there, changing direction, left, right, then back the other way. He's just constantly moving, keeping Ruiz guessing and turning. It's never allowed him to really get a foothold in the fight.
If styles make fights, this is the perfect style to defeat Andy Ruiz. What I would say is I know as if we want to see him come in at this weight all the time, it'll be different horses for different courses. So would he come in like this to face Dillian White? Absolutely not, no.
Spring in his step at the end of the 11th round. And the crowd have been absorbed all the way through. They haven't had the numerous knockdowns that we saw in New York. A very different type of fight, and it's a fight that Anthony Joshua has looked fantastic in.
His jab's been brilliant. Never seen his jab looking as good. It's been absolutely razor sharp tonight. His accuracy, the speed of it, absolutely brilliant.
It's been a joy to watch, and I hope the boxing fans who tuned into this appreciate it, because I know what you're all thinking of there. You want to see heavyweights knock each other out, but sometimes you have to understand and just appreciate the pure beauty and the mindset you have to go in there with to win a fight like this. Understand what Anthony Joshua's had to come back from, you know, the most painful defeat and embarrassing night of his career, and he's found a way to come back from that, reignite the flame in his belly and the fire, and get the job done.
Final round, world heavyweight titles. They are slipping away from Andy Ruiz Jr., who's held them for 6 months. Can he do anything in this final round? He needs a knockout. Glenn Feldman from America, our own Steve Gray. Benoit Roussel from Canada, just in front of us. It must be very wide to Joshua. You can't see it any other way. They're very experienced judges. Can Ruiz do anything in the last 2.5 minutes?
Well, he's got to throw everything at him here now. He must know it, but he will obviously know that he needs a knockout. So expect him to throw the kitchen, but that's easier said than done. You've got a fighter like Joshua who's moving so well and is still so sharp.
Expect the last of all. Big right hand, big lovely right hand. He's got to, he can't trade though. It's good, stay disciplined, stay on that jab. There's no need to rush it.
From Joshua, neat combinations.
It's lovely boxing. It's technically very, very good, and it's cute. There's times when he's moving in the fight when he's needed to. He's made the guy miss. And let's not forget, he's also took a few himself tonight.
Yeah, and sometimes the best thing is to keep it simple, keep it on the jab, don't complicate it, don't get overcomplicate things, just stick to the basics. They're working for you, keep doing what you're doing, and that's what he's doing here tonight.
Fight to your strengths, man. Fight to your strengths. That's what boxing's about.
His feet have not stopped moving. The left hand has been quite outstanding tonight for Anthony Joshua. He has painted a gorgeous boxing picture over 12 rounds. Andy Ruiz has got a minute left. He's got to find something from somewhere, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
You know, a lot of credit to Joshua, not just for his performance tonight, but how he's prepared for this fight. You don't put on a performance like this, it doesn't just happen. You've been doing this every single day for the last 10 weeks in the gym.
Fail to prepare to fail. Muhammad Ali and Anthony Joshua.
That was a top-class performance right from the very front. Switch start, brilliant, doubling up left hooks. He didn't let mid-distance. Ruiz tried really hard to rob.
Outclassed Andy Ruiz Jr. Let's hear it officially from Michael Buffer.
Gentlemen, we go to the scorecards after 12 rounds of boxing. Glenn Feldman and Benoit Roussel both have it 118 to 110. Steve Gray scores it 119 to 109. All three scorecards go to the winner by unanimous decision. The Fighting Pride of London, England, and once again, the heavyweight champion of the world, the man known as AJ.
bridge between them.
Nice scenes.
These guys have got so much respect for each other. And you know why they respect each other? Because they've earned it from each other. Tonight, Andy Ruiz will realise he's coming with a man who has fully expected to be in the fight of his life tonight. He's not coming to turn up just to turn up and expect to walk home with his belt. He turned up tonight, and he turned up as a man with his career on the line. It's a fantastic performance, a brilliant display from Anthony Joshua. And it just shows now he goes from strength to strength, because let me tell you guys, he's shown another string to his bow tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And look, this is about boxing. I'm used to knocking guys out, you know what I'm saying? But last time I realized, hang on a minute, I hurt the man and I got caught coming in and I gave the man his credit. There was no excuses, right? But I said to myself, I'm gonna correct myself and come again. I respect Andy and his family, his trainers so much. I just wanted to put on a great boxing masterclass and also show the sweet science of this lovely sport. It's about hitting and not getting hit.
Physically, we can see the difference, lighter, faster, but mentally, was there a difference here, a change in mentality as well?
Never a change in mentality. You know the saying, stay hungry, stay humble. I'm hungry, I'm humble in defeat, and I'm gonna remain humble in victory. And I just wanna say thank you to Andrew Ruiz and his family. I wanna say thank you to everyone in Saudi Arabia. I wanna say thank you to all the traveling fans, all of my supporters, and I want to say thank you to God and thank you to Eddie Hearn, Barry Hearn, all my team, respect to Tom Hall, my mentor, Matchroom, Rob McCracken, Angel, Joby, Jamie, Chris, Gatman, Mark Ellison, Mike Loosemore, Rob Madden, man, Selfs, Henry, 258 Management. I don't know what to say. I could just keep on going on. Soapbox London, Sky Sports, The Zone, and everyone in this building, let's go!
How difficult is it to keep a cool head when someone like Andy Ruiz is marching you down over 12 rounds?
It's all about preparation. As I said, one day when I release a book, I'll talk through my career. Listen, careers are all about experience. There's no losing, there's no winning. It's just about creating great memories in this game that we all love. I took my L and I bounced back. Anyone can do it. Life is a roller coaster. What do you want me to do? Give up? I hear certain man say, oh, I should retire. Come on, man. We love this sport. Andy, are you ready to retire? Are you ready to retire? Exactly, he's a warrior.
Baby,
he wants to go again. Please respect us. This is what we love to do. I respect Andy.
Who wants to see the third fight?
So let's ask that question. It's 1-1. Let's talk about the future. Would you do it again?
Without a doubt. Listen, if you heard, we're going to do it a third.
Andy, while you're here, commiserations. What went wrong?
You know what? It was his night, man. I think I didn't prepare as how I should have, and you know I gained too much weight, but I don't want to give no excuses. He won, he boxed me around, but you know what? If we do the third fight, best believe I'm gonna get in fucking best shape, and I'm gonna be the best shape of my life.
Apologies for the language. Was that key that you did come in too heavy? There was a lot of raised eyebrows at the weigh-in yesterday. How much of an effect did that have during the fight?
You know what? It kind of affected me a lot. I thought I was gonna feel stronger. I thought I was gonna be better, but you know what? I think next fight I'm gonna get more prepared. I'm gonna work with my team a little bit more. I try to train myself kind of for my lads for this preparation. Like I said, I don't want to give no excuse. Anthony Joshua did a hell of a job, but I just want to give thanks to God and to everybody here in Saudi Arabia that was supporting.
Did you feel that you were going to get to him as the fight was going on? You were chasing him and chasing him and chasing him. After the first fight, you knew you could hurt him. Did you think you were going to get to him, and how disappointed are you that you couldn't get there?
Yeah, you know, I think I was chasing him too much instead of cutting the rings. I was hesitating too much. I felt my arms
felt like I couldn't throw my combinations, but you know what? I know next time I'm going to do a lot better, but who wants to see the third trilogy fight right here? In Saudi Arabia, baby.
Commiserations to you, Andy. Let's have a word on the future of the promoter, Eddie Hearn. Andy wants number 3. AJ seems to want number 3. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia seems to want number 3. What are the future plans?
The future plans is celebrate. Celebrate and celebrate hard. This man has been responsible for the growth of British boxing. He has given everything to the sport. He won Olympic gold for Great Britain. He won a world championship after 16 fights, unified it after 19 fights, unified it after 21 fights, and tonight in Saudi Arabia, he becomes a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world.
You've had a lot of significant wins in your career. Where does this one rank?
I just wanted to say I respect Andy, and a man that beat me fair and square. As I said, it's like an exam. I failed the first time, I studied harder, I came back and I got the W. Where does it rank? Number 2, because the first fight with Vladimir Klitschko meant so much to me because I learned so much, and I respect Vladimir so much because he gives me so much advice and stuff like that. So that fight with Vladimir is what created this night here, and that's why that fight will always rank number 1. This fight ranks number 2.
Was the difference in this fight just that you didn't get clipped in the 3rd round?
That you didn't a few times,
but not in the same way you did in the 3rd round of the first fight.
Oh yeah. That would have knocked down a horse. Andy's a strong boy. He's a strong man. You know what I mean? So am I. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just smart. As I said, the time I said, cool, he beat me. You can see how I was feeling in the ring, but I respect him so much, and that's why I prepared diligently. I put my head down, and I'm going to follow the same cycle that I took when I left New York. I got back in the gym, continued my routine, and now I'm going to get back on the bicycle and continue to ride the wave that I'm on and stay focused, man.
You were very disciplined throughout this fight. You didn't get into too many exchanges with Andy. How much was that part of the game plan, to not get into a firefight?
So, I like the 70s fighters, and they know how to box. Boxing is a science, you know. But at the end of the day, I know that my fans want to see me knock people out and stuff like that, and I can do that. You know, I can do that all day. But sometimes with certain fighters, you have to box smarter as well. And I understand what Andy brings to the table, so I just have to decapitate him in a different way.
You told me after the last fight, there was a story as to why you lost that fight. You didn't want to tell it till after it was over. What is the story and why you lost?
Not yet. Let's take this in and let's respect Andy. Andy beat me the first time fair and square. I'll tell you, like, just you. And one day, but Andy beat me fair and square the first time, and I beat him fair and square the second time, and we'll go again another time. And until my career's done, I'll maybe announce it to the public where I was at, but you just have to look after yourself and stay dedicated in this sport, because as we learned the first time, one punch can change everything.
You know, you win this fight, and of course, you've got mandatories now to deal with, but does this reignite the conversation of you, Deontay Wilder, or Tyson Fury?
What can I say? What can I say? I've been speaking about these guys for a long time, and you can see this time when I had the opportunity to focus solely on Andy, my head's in the right place. So when Wilder and Fury and Ortiz, Usyk, are really ready, they'll make the call. But until then, I respect them. They're doing what they're doing, and I'm not going to continue to call these guys out. You know, I'm making my own history in my own lane. And if they want to come and be part of that, look at what happened to Andy when he beat me the first time. He's created his own legacy, and if these guys want to come and create legacy, let's step in the ring, and I'm willing to fight anyone. As you can see, that's my 4-4 champion, man. I've won the championship of Charles Martin. I beat Vladimir Klitschko for the WBA and IBF. I beat Charles Martin for the WBO. I beat Parker for the WBO, and I just beat Andy Ruiz and unified again. Like, come on, if you guys guys want to create history, you know where we are, but with all due respect, let them carry on doing what they're doing as well, because they're doing their thing. But I'm not going to just shout and rave about Wilder and that man there, because I've been doing that and it makes me lose focus on what I'm capable of doing.
Do you think we'll see a third fight with you and Andy?
Oh yeah, 100%. But for now, I like to say it was so nice, I had to do it twice.
Congratulations, AJ.
Boom.
Eddie, can we bring you in here? Eddie Hearn, promoter, Anthony Joshua. Eddie, you said you were going to celebrate like a madman if AJ won this fight. You did. What did you think of his performance?
Oh, it was an absolute masterclass. I didn't know if he could stay disciplined like that for 12 rounds. It was a schooling. You know, people have doubted his boxing ability. People have doubted his endurance. People have doubted him since the defeat. And it wasn't just a defeat, let's be honest. It was humiliating at Madison Square Garden. You know, it's the American, coming out party, and he lost. He could have gone away, he could have sold. You know what? He brushed himself down because he's a true champion. And when you look at his resume, Chris, that's 24 fights in now. He beat Dillian White. He beat Charles Martin for the world title. Beat Molina. Beat Brazil. Unified against Klitschko. Beat Takam. Unified against Parker. Beat Povetkin. Box Ruiz. Which heavyweight has a resume like this? Nobody. Give him the respect that he deserves. This guy has, from the get-go, been punching above his weight, but now he's improving. He's learning the sweet science, and that was beautiful. That was like Picasso, on a canvas, just telling a beautiful story. Clinic.
I know you want to celebrate this win, deservedly so, but there are some decisions to make in the coming months with the WBA and the WBO. What do you do next with Anthony Joshua?
We celebrate first, and we plan. These belts are important to him. He's wanted to be undisputed champion since he beat Parker. Right? It's not us. People say one face, one name. Nah, I don't want to listen to that. It's all rubbish. He's been wanting to do it. He's the one that steps up. Check the resume. Cold facts. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. The resumes don't even compete. But we'll do what we always do. Just stay focused, construct a plan, take care of business. He's a class man, class individual. What an ambassador for the sport of boxing. What a future this man's got. Tonight, he brought boxing to Saudi Arabia, the Middle East. 15,000 people sold out. The world stopped to watch Anthony Joshua become a two-time heavyweight world champion. And it was all live on DAZN, baby.
Do you take the same attitude as Anthony when it comes to Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder? You're not going to chase them anymore?
No, he's been chasing them for years. He's been chasing for years. They'll happen. And you know what? Maybe they were right that they walked away from those fights, Deontay Wilder, because it's worth a lot more now than it was back then. But he just wants it. He wants the legacy. And tonight, he created the legacy here in Saudi Arabia. Now, this isn't a guy who's just, going in and selling 7,000 or 8,000 tickets. This is a guy that's filling football stadiums, 90,000 in Wembley, 80,000 in Wales. MSG completely sold out. Saudi Arabia completely sold out. This is a guy that is transforming boxing. These other guys can't lace his boots like that. And tonight, Andy Ruiz couldn't lace his boots. And he's going to get better and better. 24 fights in. The best is yet to come.
Congratulations, Eddie. Enjoy the night.
Sweet as a nut.
Brian?
Chris, thank you. Look, some great points there. The main point, it was a masterclass, Sergio. Let's go back through it again with all of the heavyweight belts on the line, and we'll talk about the other heavyweight champions, but let's go back through this. From the get-go, it was the jab and the movement from Anthony Joshua, and then the straight, long right hand as well, doing real damage.
It was more than that. It was subtle things, Brian. It was the clinching. It was the feints. It was the angles and the pivots, the smothering of the punches inside. For a big man to move around like that for 36 minutes, we thought it was going to be almost impossible, improbable. Manny Robles thought the same thing, but they got fooled because that man could box, he can fight inside and out, but it was discipline, it was strategy, it was game plan, all of the above. A-plus performance for that man.
Well, speak for yourself. I told you before the fight that was going to happen. You said don't believe the sparring partners, but I thought, in all seriousness, the class of this man, the sparring partners saying it, and Sergio, he came in 11 pounds lighter. He showed all the signs of a guy who was going to box and be disciplined and be a very different man.
As the Greeks would say, character is fate, and you got to stay disciplined inside the ring to become champion, but to remain champion, you got to be disciplined outside the ring. Andy Ruiz wasn't disciplined, and he didn't behave outside the ring, and that's why now he's a former heavyweight champion.
It's Bedlam here ringside, but let me just point out a little boxing history as well, because no one wants to lose the title, but you do show your character if you can come back. especially, as I pointed out, after a humiliating defeat. The first man to ever regain the heavyweight title was Floyd Patterson. They went about 75 years before anybody could lose the title and then win it back. And from there, it's Floyd Patterson, Muhammad Ali, Evander Holyfield, and Lennox Lewis, among others. That is a list of class, Sergio, and Anthony Joshua well earned tonight, winning his titles back.
Class and greatness, and like I said earlier, character. It takes a lot. I lost my world title in my first defense back because I didn't behave after I won the world title. Andy Ruiz did the exact same thing. I understand that when you get that much, not only money, but you get that much superstar, a celebrity, it's a flash. It's from day to night, 0 to 60. I get it. You work for that your entire life, but afterwards he's going to regret it. He made a lot of money, he made a lot of bad mistakes. Hopefully they get to do it again, and we'll see what happens.
That was my next question. Do you want to see it again?
I think we saw what would happen the third time around. I think the only way that Andy Ruiz fights is if Anthony Joshua gets caught in that spider trap. That's exactly what I would think Andy Ruiz is. He's like a spider trap. He doesn't move. A spider web, I'm sorry. He lets the flies come to him. And if you don't get aggressive like Anthony Joshua, you just stand back, you're not going to get caught in that web. That's the way that Andy Ruiz has made a career. You know, he has the slower feet, the faster hands, but he lets you come to him. Joshua didn't do that.
I wonder what the demand will be, because look, this was by a wide margin, but it's not like he starched Ruiz. It's not like he laid him out and made it so convincing that, hey, this third fight couldn't be any different. But I agree with you. I feel like a third fight would be much the same as this. Not guaranteed, and maybe it just makes business sense because, again, you're going to have Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury in February. That means if you want a mega fight, right, that is possible if everybody wants to play ball, it's not going to happen at least until the fall. So Joshua is going to need another dance partner, and this does have a certain cachet doing it one more time. I have to admit that.
Cachet, maybe, but I know what's going to happen the third time around. We already seen that Andy Ruiz can't handle the movement, the boxing. That's exactly what you need to do to fight a man like that, and the third time around will be the same. For me, move on and go to someone else, but if they want the trilogy, hey, listen, anything can happen.
Well, this was exciting. No matter what, we look back here and we'll always think back to what we went through here this evening, all week long, again, in an exotic location, the first of its kind in Saudi Arabia. It did make it special, even with the rain, even with the conditions, even with the roadblocks, even with everything else. We made it through, and we saw, again, a beautiful boxing performance and the true class of a world champion in Anthony Joshua, while also seeing the heart of Andy Ruiz. That's still there. Does he have the heart to show it in training camp for 6 months? Well, that's the question for him. That's the question for Manny Robles, possibly next time around. Let's go through the night. Again, we were busy here. 7 fights here on DAZN this evening. Again, we saw heavyweights as well. Let's go through the night. We open things up with Bo Majidov against Tom Little. Majidov, 3-time world amateur champion, only a second pro fight, but he showed what he's made of here, Sergio.
Yes, he did. It was the body shots and he was coming forward. He had that pedigree, like you said earlier. This is a good win for him.
Then we went to Filip Hrgović of Croatia against Eric Molina. Molina, 37 years old, not at his best, but he brought it, made things dangerous, while Hrgović showed why he is so highly regarded.
As he should. He fought with discipline behind the jab. Molina had that puncher's chance, never seemed to get it in.
Dillian White had a career-high 271 pounds. It looked as much in the ring. He still showed his style. He showed his ability to fire off beautiful combinations, but he was tested by Mariusz Bach of Poland.
An out-of-shape Dillian White, because he took that fight in short notice and showed a lot of class and a lot of character.
And then this was outstanding. Alexander Povetkin and Michael Hunter. It shaped up this way. Hunter looked like he would have Povetkin reeling at several points during this night, but we have, I know it sounds disappointing, we have a draw between Povetkin and Hunter. We would want to see that again. And how about this fight? From the get-go, it was Anthony Joshua with his lean physique, boxing, sticking and moving for 12 rounds, regaining his heavyweight championships and being on top of the world once again. Fascinating night here in the desert in Saudi Arabia. Let's go back upstairs to Adnan Berg.
All right, BK, thank you very much. Great stuff by you and Sergio. Go get a snack or something, all right? Go get some falafel and hummus. You guys